Hello Mako Madness fans, this is Dan checking in from the Mako construction site again. This is the third day in a row and I wouldn't be here if they weren't doing stuff. So we have new track, new supports, and some other stuff going on, and we're gonna check it out. These guys seriously have no chill. They're lifting even more supports and track into the air. As we can see, more of that other airtime hill has been completed. And that support is going over for the much larger one, but these guys don't take a day off. And just like that, the support is now in place, and they're putting all the bolts in. Another day and more torquing down of the bolts. Again, last couple days these guys have been busy doing all of that and marking it with paint, of course, to show that bolts or anything else isn't moving. So yesterday I had somebody ask how many pounds do they actually torque the bolts down to? I don't have an exact amount, but I will say this. On most torque wrenches, there's a setting on there, and as soon as they get to that point, it clicks. So that lets them know that, hey, you've reached the actual amount of torque, and it's all good. And special delivery, we have another piece of track, and this is going to be for the top of the much larger airtime hill that we've seen being constructed. But it's here, so I'd expect it to go up in the next day or two. Some more really great news to report. Other supports have gone up in the latter portion of the course. As we can see, the track that was in our other updates, and new supports right there. And they have a crane over there as well. So it looks like we're finally starting to build towards the end of the ride. As we can see, it's a little busy on the construction site today. We have a couple different lifts in the air, guys torquing down all the bolts, and we have a crane on the far right hand side of this view putting in new supports. And as we can see, even over by the maintenance barn, they're still installing stuff. We have more supports going into the air right now. This is nuts. They're working in several different areas at once trying to get this thing done. Of course, while I'm gibbering about all the other stuff later on down the course, these guys have decided to place yet another support, and they're just about to join it right now. And of course, here's a wider view of the new support that's going in for the first airtime hill. I don't know if they're going to put the crown to that on today, but they are working very, very fast. They placed just 2 supports in the last 10 minutes since I've been here. It's crazy. I really can't get over the fact of how quickly they're working in the last couple days. Well, if that isn't one of the coolest shots I've actually had a chance to shoot. That dude's just straddling a support. It's framed perfectly too. Geronimo! Well, that's one way to torque down the bolts. Would you like a pillow? And that support is in. And they're all done with it. Again, just by the way that sounds, I'm thinking that support is almost hollow. Come on, tarp, blow up just a little bit more. I can see the track. Come on, give me trains. Bolts, bolts, bolts. It looks like we have a couple more pieces of track going in right now. We have one down at the bottom right of the screen there, and one right there. And the crews are coming down, so that means the support is now fully in place. They've removed all the different ropes. And as you heard him, he just yelled out, "Mako madness." Gotta love these guys. Well guys, that is going to do it for another Mako construction update. I really cannot stress enough how fast these guys are working. I mean, just in the last 2 days, including today, they placed roughly around probably 8 to 10 pieces of track, maybe 12 to 14 supports. I mean, it's nuts how much work they're actually doing. And the entire site looks absolutely awesome. So if you like what we do, continue following us on Instagram or Facebook and our YouTube page at Mako Madness, and I will see you out on the Midway.